It's March, and I haven't asked you the question of the month.
There's a question of the month?
Yeah, that I ask you every month.
Oh, no.
Here, what's my answer today?
You still can't buy any of my Mini Coopers.
Yeah. Have you got number 3 yet?
No.
Are you going to get number 3?
I haven't talked to him anymore about it. I haven't seen him.
Because if so, we got to move cars around.
Yeah, buy a lift.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, cool. I'm going to go get coffee. I think it should be done. We'll see you back here in about 3 minutes.
Sounds good.
It's tough.
They're just inviting.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. Here we go, guys.
All right.
What's up?
Good morning, everybody. I'm going to move you guys on that side. There you go.
Good morning.
So
hey, welcome everybody to Renny Doyle Podcast. Hey, you got good audio?
We got good audio.
Right on. Well, welcome everybody. And we've got, this is one of the greatest honors of my career is to have, no, seriously. I'm sucking up a little bit. But we all just got called out. All these guys, you can't see it, but all these guys are back here. We got the dedicated female with us. They're all back getting coffee, but one of them is picking up our coffee for us. So he has no clue of what that makes him now, though. No clue. No clue. You and Rich have got company now. You know what that makes him? I can't say the word because it's not politically correct, but it's coffee and it starts with a B. So, hey, Chris, you just called us out just a minute ago.
Yeah, man. You guys aren't wearing any green today. St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, I don't even know what to do. I mean, there is no green. We could go get markers, put green markers on.
I didn't even think about it this week. We got just so much going on. Totally slipped.
That's all right.
Unless it's Christmas, Diane's birthday, Darren's birthday because it's the day before Diane's birthday, our anniversary, or Thanksgiving, or Halloween. I don't even know what day it is. I really don't care. I don't. I live there each day pretty much the same. Have a lot of fun. Look at that. He is. Yeah. So we were just talking. You have no idea what you just set yourself up for, because is once you're doing that,
you did such a good job.
Yeah. It's you're now my personal coffee, and it starts with a B, and so I'll say it offline, So Chris, every once in a while is good. Matter of fact, we're going to do a really fun skit while you guys are here, so it's fun. So hey, Chris, let's introduce because we've got the shops filled with people. I would love to take
we got our advanced 5-day training students up there this week, and we thought before we dive into the interview with Jim, we'd have them come up and introduce themselves to you.
So come on up, ladies first. We'll get Uni coming. She's like family, so it doesn't count. So
look, I don't even have to. My name's Uni Garcia, and I'm from Corona, California. And
Uber Detail in the house.
We own Uber Detail in Corona, California. So it's nice to be here.
Cool.
During my turn to do the 5-day training.
Yeah, it's your turn.
Yeah.
And so this is pretty unique because Uni, we had one of our guys, Roger, was coming in from Wyoming, and a huge storm hit Denver, that whole region, and he got stuck at the airport. And so Uni was
time stuck.
Yeah, stuck, like literally stuck. Hotel, airport, all that stuff. So Uni was actually signed up to come to training in 2 months, 2 or 3 months. And we squeezed her in. So
I just landed too.
Yeah, and she just landed coming from Florida. So talk about it. And it was funny because Chris goes, she's probably gonna be a little late, probably gonna be a little tired. And I said, you do not know Uni. She's gonna be the first one here. She was the first one here.
She was here waiting for us.
She was the first one here, and she's a ball of energy. So welcome.
Yeah,
okay,
thank you.
You got it. We'll start there. We'll just work our way around. So coffee is coming right now. So coffee beach,
So I'm Andy with Andy's Auto Care out of Albany, Oregon. So and I'm just here to perfect my skills, hanging out with these guys.
It's awesome. We've had fun already. All right, there you go. Next. Hey, so we've got kind of green on. This guy's got kind of green on.
Kind of green.
Kind of gray green.
Kind of grayish green.
Almost there.
Yeah. I'm Rick Kolb out of Spartanburg, South Carolina with Spot Free Detail. And I'm super pumped to be here, excited to be training with these guys. A lot of knowledge in the house today and for the last several days, so we're excited.
There you go. Right on. Matt, come on up, bud.
I'm Matthew Watanabe. I'm from Arizona. I'm with Most Wanted Detailing, and I'm new to the game, so I just figured I'd take a head start, and this is the best place to be.
There you go. He's an entrepreneur. He owns a rental car company in Payson, Arizona. Cool town. One of my favorite towns in Arizona. All right, so we're ready to dive in. Good morning, everybody. I've seen a lot of good messages up there. Bob Phillips is on the line.
Look at
Wow.
that.
Yeah.
Morning, Bob.
Good morning, Bob. It's yeah, at least it's green. Yeah, Scott, I'm not kidding you. I mean, how many colored shirts do you have? And more important, do you feel weird when you don't wear black?
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, is that weird or what?
All the time. But
Yeah.
green. I didn't even think of it. We should have had some made.
We should have had
Yeah.
some. We could have done something fun with that. So we'll figure something out by the end of the day. So of course, Chris has got to up us. Now
Yeah.
the thing is, if he would have been a pal, he
Right,
would have given us a
heads
warning.
up, right?
But no, he's got to be the popular kid. And what's your shirt got on it?
It is a Volkswagen Beetle.
Yeah, and he's he's got to wear something cool on top of that. So,
Right.
hey, thanks for having our back, Chris. We really appreciate it.
I wouldn't have remembered if it wasn't for the fact that I have kids.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Well, she's hibernating. She's almost 17. So if she doesn't sleep 19 hours a day, she's actually a good kid. But she goes back to school on Monday. Can you imagine how much that's going to suck? All of a sudden, you've been off school for a year. I mean, a year, and then you're going back. So
Yeah.
it'd be interesting. Hey, anybody listening, is your kids looking forward to going back? Mine's not. I mean, she is just like, nah, man, I'm a junior. Let's just go ahead and cruise through my senior year and get the stuff done. Let's condense it.
Yeah. Hey, Bob says we should change it to double green detailing products.
Double green. Yeah, we could. Yeah, well, now we got to think if we have anything on April Fool's Day. What April Fool fall on this year? We got to look at that.
Well,
so,
it's April 1st.
what? I know what day, dumbass. What day? What day does it fall on? So if we have a podcast,
We'll have to check.
It's my brother's birthday on April 1st.
Well, there you go.
I've noticed. So my brother was somewhat of a pothead growing up, right? And he's 10 years older than me. So it's on a Thursday. Yes, that sucks. We'll have to wait till it's on a Monday and then really screw with people. So one day he's turning 16, so I'm 6. And I knew what he was doing. I knew they were down there toking out, right? So I come running down our driveway and I go, Randy, there's cops out front. Man, him and his friends they're eating the pot. They're throwing it down the sink. They're doing all this stuff, and then I yell out, "April Fools!" And they dug a hole in our backyard and put me in the hole.
I was going to say, do you get a beat?
Oh man, we got beat, and then they put me, and it was like they dug like a 6-8 foot hole, and then put a piece of plywood over the top of the rock on top of it, so I couldn't get out. And I had to stay there till my grandma got home that night, and I was cool until it got dark, and being in a hole like a grave, that sucked. I played it off, but that sucked. But I deserved it. All right. So Jim Goggen's in the house. Jim, for you guys that don't know, Jim's been in business for over 30 years.
35 this year.
35 years. And most of you guys here aren't even that old. Is that bad or what? We were talking when we met. We were both in our 30s. And time flies, man.
It does.
So you know what? Don't worry about getting old because business is a lot better now. Right? Life's a lot better.
A lot better.
You guys don't think because you're young and hot, that you got it on us. Nah, man, you have no clue. You guys are still working your asses off and trying to figure it out. And this is what happens through your 30s and 40s is you look like shit because you have to work so hard. So I got bad news. But we're gonna talk a little bit today about not doing some of the things we did and then doing a lot of what we did. Because I a lot of times I think back and I always talk about what I did wrong. Man, we did a lot of things right. We're here. We're here.
Yeah.
And so Jim's 35 years. So go ahead and introduce yourself, and then I'll brag about you.
Jim Goguen, Ipswich, Mass. Jim's Auto Installations and Detailing Center. We're a full-service auto spa, so we do auto detailing, window tint, car audio, remote starts, anything to dress up your vehicle. Been at it 35 years.
35 years. So Jim's a Hall of Fame member.
Just recently.
Yep, Hall of Fame's in the International Detailing Association's Hall of Fame. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Jim is Air Force One, Team Air Force One, one of the founding members of the Detail Mafia. But more so, if anybody's taken our marketing course, You guys are going through it as members now. We went through a lot of it yesterday. I built a lot of that coming through, believe it or not, of really paying attention to multi-level marketing companies. And I had a really good baseline. Then I met this dude, and it just completely, we molded that over years and years and years. And a lot of companies have used that to succeed.
Yeah, I mean, the things that we did, we talked about, the good thing is with our network, we found out what works in certain markets and what didn't. So not every market's the same.
Right.
And our group is we have fixed members and mobile, a little bit of everything, different climates, that type of stuff. And it's actually, we've tweaked it.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot through the years. And so I call Jim the silent giant of detailing. And the reason why is you guys don't realize that we go back. So let's go back to our first introductions. And really, it wasn't in person. It was on the pro forums there wasn't an internet. Most of our company, our businesses were built prior to the internet. Check that out.
Right. So, I mean, we had been at it. Well, I've been well over 20 years,
at that point
when I had met you. And we were one small forum, and we knew each other through forum names. Back then, nobody was using their real name on the forum. It was, you were Jet Biz, and I think I was using Jim's Auto, but not my full name.
No, it was Jim's Auto.
And forums back then were not anything near what they are today. That type of stuff.
It was kind of like fighter pilots named themselves, Goose, Maverick, all that. Is we all had, and people just don't understand. And those forums were really, some of them, if you look back, it was a line forum. So it wasn't even segregated in the beginning.
No.
Is you just put something up, and then it kept adding to that topic line going down. It was almost like a text thread. And so it was so early, and man, and I lurked for like 3 or 4 years. I just watched it. And then I started getting interested in what you guys were saying. I'm like, okay, I'm going to dive in a little bit, and start friending these guys. And then mobile tech.
Mobile tech. So
Florida, 2005 or
5. So I had gone in 2003, went down, checked it out. Still trying to learn the business and find my way around, working with other professionals and getting introduced. Took a couple of years off, and then we went back in 06.
That's unreal, and that really launched. So Rick Wally just came up. So Rick's another one that's been in it as long as us.
Oh, okay, awesome.
And he's more like you, where he stayed continual. I left the industry, sold my company, came back in. You guys like Rick have been in it. Greg Sweat. The whole time frame. Another Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Congratulations, bud. But this guy, the Sasquatch. That's what the Northwest is calling the chapter up there. Yeah, it's pretty cool. We got to have that's a pretty cool name. We got to have a shirt done with that. I want that one. We could do that one. It could be our green one. Sasquatch.
Yeah.
But so we started meeting each other through the forums, and we got to know each other. And the forums. Let's talk about the forums back then. Forums today, they've changed, but they haven't. There was political bullshit back then, but not to the level there is now.
No, they're getting a little better now. A few years ago, they were just all over the place, and people really weren't always there to help out. But and so in the beginning, when we were on MobileWorks, it was there to help out and get some feedback. But we only had under 100 people that were really. It wasn't like today.
Well, we got down there for that first meeting. You guys all know now. We go to the social at Mobile Tech. There's a couple hundred people. Yeah. There's a couple hundred, 200-300 people. When we first got there, I think I wrote it down that it started out with about 6 of us. Then it grew up to about 8. Then there's about a dozen, but there was probably 6 or 8 real hardcore. And by comparison today, to get a couple 200-300 is not odd. So that side of the industry has changed a lot, a great deal, and it's pretty cool to see. So we go down there, and we didn't just talk business alone. We really got to know each other, and I think that was the biggest difference. What do you think?
Yeah, we knew each other through the forums, kind of in background, met a little bit. the biggest thing that I find the advantage of going to the trade shows and stuff like that is you get to hang out with people, talk to them, understand their background, where they come from, what their challenges are. And then when I need to reach out to someone, I'm like, oh, wait, that guy, he had something like that, or his environment's like mine. And then I reach out. But I've got a better bond with them, and I trust their opinion a little bit more than just if I type a question on the forum directly.
Well, because even today is the thing I've got is that there's a lot of theories out there, and we've got a saying in the Mafia is no theories. Is because, I mean, unless it's brand new, like when coatings came in, you know, the nice thing is all of us are trained up at the same level, and we know the minimals. Does that make sense? We know the minimals. And so when you go in there, there's not people just throwing out these wild tangent theories that is bullshit because they get eaten alive. But we're also very open-minded to where people come in and sometimes go, really? And we're like, yeah, this guy, this person, she's doing it, he's doing it, they're doing it, and they're killing it. And so it's a lot of new recipes that come out. But back in the early days, it was much like that with our group, is we were all independents. We didn't have any group. Matter of fact, a lot of the detailing associations were just getting kicked. And we watched that transition too.
That it started because we had PDTA had just kind of dissolved.
Yep.
The NAPDR had just started.
Yep.
And that was going through. And then along came the IDA. I was actually part of the IDA back in like 88, 89 before it got into the ICA. So that's going way back.
Yeah, and then we'll throw out some names of legends that were, you know, Bud Abraham. You know, I mean, guys, a lot of people, which is also a Hall of Famer now.
Bud was the first guy when I went to my first mobile tech. I listened. He did a 3-hour seminar. 3 hours back then.
Wow.
That was straight through. It was a lot. So
you'd never keep people's attention that long anymore.
No, not now.
You know, and I don't know if we'd want to, but yeah. So I mean, you'd walk around, and again. So now let's flash to SEMA. So you had been going to SEMA. I wasn't consistent like you were. I'd go to SEMA and then miss a bit, and then go to SEMA and miss a bit, and hey Scott, good morning.
Hey Scotty.
So SEMA now all of a sudden, you know, we call this guy Mr. SEMA because Jim's a pretty laid back guy, unless he catches you doing something that you shouldn't be doing, or then he gets in your face and spits, and he gets pretty angry pretty quick. And when you disturb his rhythm at SEMA, don't screw with his rhythm at SEMA. I always tell people the new guys will say, "Yeah, we want to meet Jim, and I want to go hang out with him at SEMA." I said, "Yeah, no, you don't." I said, "Jim's pretty much on a, you know, he'll take a small posse with him, but let's talk about, you know, the first our first SEMA meetup." Where it's official. I think there were 6 of us.
Yeah, so that was
06?
Yeah, so it was me, you, Mark Johnson, the guys from
Perry, maybe
Perry, and AeroShield.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because those guys came down for a couple of days.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that there might have been a couple other detailers drifting around, but that's how little.
There were only a few detailing companies that were there.
Yeah.
Right. So Flex had just started. Cyclo was there. I mean, McGuire's was always there, but they're over in the other section.
And, they weren't really there for detailers. Nobody was until recently.
Auto Geek had a small little, you know, corner booth.
Yeah.
There really weren't too much.
No, you had some of the accessory companies that were there. I think, you know, eventually, some of the Metrovac started coming into it, you know, and displaying, and then slowly, you know, we saw it growing. But those first years was that we were there, and then we'd post stuff. You got to figure back in those years, your digital camera only took 6 pictures, and then you had to clear the card out, you know. And so, you know, Facebook wasn't around. But we were posting to the professional forums and getting people and letting them know that we're there. But we'd go to dinner. And like, you know, even our party we throw down. So we'd go to dinner and we'd have 6 of us, you know, and we were so excited to have 6 people, and we're all good friends still, and we really all took in it was trusted information. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. I mean, the more time we spent with each other and talking and sharing,
Yeah, get closer so we can get the mic.
The issues that we were having, the challenges, and how do you handle this? And hey, how would you handle that? And then you talk about family a little bit, but then, you would always, and then the next night, the story would keep going. And going to the trade shows and stuff, that was the big turning point for me, really.
Yeah, for all of us.
Opening up my eyes and really, seeing other people, what they were doing. And then, and then when I finally got to the point where I could give back, I was always there.
Yeah, and so now let's go to more modern day times. So the transition is about 08, which that's a whole topic of its own. 08 the show was affected, but when we went 09, remember that? Is they had to bring curtains at each end of the halls,
just shorten everything up.
Yeah, because there just wasn't enough. But believe it or not, in those tough times, is the guys from Mr. Detail showed up, the Parkers started showing up, the group of people that from all over the industry, it started getting bigger. And then I think it was 8 years ago, we threw our first party.
I was going to say, so that's what I was thinking about. 8 years is really when it started turning to the point where, now it's a busy week.
It's crazy.
It's just so much. You just can't get it all done.
So anybody, what would you say to anybody that's like on the fence of going to SEMA? Even this year, 2021, it's probably going to be interesting. You think we're going to be masked up? Might be some kind of color coding if you've got your shot. That maybe you don't have to mask up.
Yeah.
But it's going to be impacted. You made a really interesting note that you're a little worried that it's taking people off their normal track, and just a lot of people just aren't going to go because they've kind of got off the rhythm. And it's crazy because that is true. Is I missed a couple times in a row, and the thing that did it was the first time I missed, okay, and then it was like, well, do I really want to go back? I was there 2 years ago. Just take another year, and it'll be interesting to see what it does. Would you still suggest people go?
Absolutely. I when I left my first one, I was kind of like, I don't know if I'll go back. And I'm in 19 years straight. So, and you always know where to find me, right?
Oh, yeah.
Upstairs, right?
Yeah.
The seminars there are just absolutely.
That's not even on the notes.
Yeah.
And so let's go into that. A lot of you don't realize that at SEMA, it's not just about the parties, man. Is every year we spent 3 or 4 times as much time, 5 times as much time up in the classes as we did on the floor. A lot of what we are teaching these guys, and we're doing a 9-part series of marketing right now for the Mafia. A lot of that came from those classes and the classes at Mobile Tech, and then us putting on our own things, online or in person. But the value of the classwork and the value of the speakers at SEMA go into that a little bit.
So I would say SEMA, but I'll tell you what, even Mobile Tech or any event, the reason that I go to most of these events is the seminars. Mobile Tech is a great trade show. Detailing booth-wise, we always want more there. There's always details there, but when we spend time in the seminars are always packed. You get those little pieces and you write them down, and then you start implementing them. And then you might hear it at one, and then a year later you might get, and you're like, you know what? Well, now I'm ready to do that. But SEMA brings in some of the top speakers, any place from dealing with insurance, employees, marketing.
Tom Shea,
Carl Stearns, guys like that.
Yeah.
Those guys, Carl Stearns and Tom Shea, I've become really close friends with them just from going to SEMA and seeing them over and over again.
Yep.
And listening to what they have to say. But you can always find me upstairs at those events.
Here's a class. So we met Tom Shea. I met him through you at SEMA. I took his class, and I was blown away. Then we ended up hiring him to come in and put a class on for just a Mafia.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, one event that's changed my professional, the glide path of it was that because he taught all about finance and small business, tying that into your personal life. And, what I took off there's not a day of my professional life that doesn't affect what he taught us in that class that day. Not a day. It changed everything of how we viewed our CPA, how we interact with our CPA, how we pay our taxes, how much we pay in taxes.
Yeah.
it really opened my eyes to some hard facts that I'd never heard before. And it's all because we go to events that happened.
I got notebooks stacked high from all my SEMA events and mobile tech, and I'll go back through them. Some of the stuff I'm like, well, that doesn't really pertain today. And I'm like, you know what? Now we should be doing that. Or okay, I checked that off. I did do that.
Yep, absolutely. So now the value of friendship in this industry, in any industry, but we're small, and a lot of us come from very modest starts, and we work. Jim's goal, I'll never forget, is just a couple of years ago. I said, "Hey, Jim, it's cool to see these guys doing what took us 30 years to do, of doing it in 15 years." And I said, my goal is to get it down to 10. And Jim goes, "Nah, Renny, man."
Oh, you guys froze up. Hey guys, they froze up for a minute. Let me see if I can get them back. Give me a second. Oh, we got bad connections on both ends. Give me just a second, everybody. Oh, I lost them for a second. All right, we'll see if they could jump back on. I've got a lousy connection too. That's odd all of a sudden. Hey, Scott, I saw your question for people that cannot leave and get to shows that much, what can help? I'll see if I can get them to answer that towards the end if they get back on. So we will see everybody else. Let's see, find out if there are any other questions here. I don't think so yet. All right, well, we're working on getting them back. I'm not sure what went wrong. They're trying to reconnect. I just got a text message. So I think I'm getting more all right, let me make a phone call real quick. Hold on a second, guys. All right, guys. Unfortunately, bad news. We're going to try and see if we can do this again either later today or even tomorrow. The internet went out up in Big Bear again. This is becoming more frequent. You know, it's an unfortunate situation where during the pandemic, a lot of people have relocated up there from down the hill in Southern California because they can work from home now. And I think there's a lot more demands on the system. So, so we will revisit. I'm going to go ahead and end this stream. And thanks for joining us for now. Sorry we lost it, but we'll talk to you guys all soon. Bye.